film it perfectly. I was like, I can do like this, and then take some steps, and then blow the whistle, and then like, what is it called? Basically, it's right on the spot, and so I can not film that because it was not safe under the table. Because there's big budget, low back, big back, low budget. I like it. What I was doing is like, I can do the little shit. Next day, I'm back. But like, this is too weird, man. I went close to close in 96. That's so much shit. Plus, this other book that was driving on. He's like, what an extra load. Yeah, I'm just gonna like make up for it. Like, she's actually that's like awesome. It's
All right, folks, welcome back to the semi-final portion of our 40th Metro Bowl here at Varsity Stadium, the home of the Varsity Blues. We got the Toronto Bowl up next for you guys. Devin Gilmore-McNeil in here on play-by-play, and a special guest, Dan Domenico, who ran OFSA for 15 years in the city, and it's great to have you up here, Dan. You seen these teams last week, got to call the games for those, and how excited are you to watch these two teams go head-to-head?
Well, I'm really excited for this game because I think it's going to be an evenly matched game. We have two teams that have outstanding defenses. Both teams won their games last week, by scoring only one touchdown and then basically shutting down the other team. I think they both have speed where it counts, especially Western Tech has a lot of speed on the outside, but they also have very big boys in the inside, which were able to shut down the opposing team, and I saw the same thing last week with Shamanad as well.
Awesome. Well, let's check in with the third member of our team, Jesse Card, at field level.
All right, welcome down field level. We've got another great game, the second of today coming up, and it's the Toronto Bowl. So the winner punches their ticket to the Metro Bowl next week, and we've got a great game coming up. We've got the Western Tech Colts, the champions of the TD SSAA, and as one of the resilient teams in the city, they don't have a regular sized field to call their own, and yet they're here for the Toronto Bowl. We've got the national anthem coming up behind us here, but another really interesting thing to look across with the other team is the Chaminade Gryphons, the champions of the TDC AAA. And the program with real big game pedigree. OFSA Bowl wins in 2014 and 2019. So this team shows consistently that it can get to the big show and win. We've been told that this is going to be maybe the most competitive game this week. Chris, maybe talk a little bit about what it's like to have high school sports here on campus at U of T, where you're studying sports media. What does this do for the campus? What does this do for a guy that's getting into sports for a career?
Well, it's huge. I mean, it's great exposure for these kids. It allows them to, maybe see what it's going to be like if they can make it to the next level. It's a great proving ground, too. I mean, there's scouts all over the place here. People are looking for talent, so it's a great way for them to get exposure.
So Chris is also, developing into a sports media professional and going to be the next wave of talent that are actually covering these sports. But behind us, we've got high school students that are looking to maybe take the next step in their career. Lots of things to look at. We've got, a physical team on the Chaminade Gryphons, and Western Tech definitely coming in as underdogs in this. We're excited. This is the second game.
Should be good.
We're going to send it back up to you, Devin, to take us away for kickoff.
Here we go. So thank you, Jesse, for that update. And let's take a look at these two teams a little bit more in-depthly. You got the Western Tech Colts on the left here. They started their season 0-3, finished 3-5. They actually went on the road to win 2 playoff games. They're a young team. They got 11 grade 12s on their team, and the core is their 2024 junior champs. On the other side, you got the Gryphons, have been in the city finals 3 out of the last 4 years. They run a triple option offensive attack, and they restarted their program in 2005. So these are two defensive teams, Dan, is what you mentioned to me, going at it here today.
Yeah, I know, and I know both the coaches well. I know Pat Diodati from Shamanad, and also it has Stephen Espy as the coach here. But the driving force behind this Western Tech team has been Russell Hoff, and he coaches the offense as well. As I said, both these teams are really similar in that they would prefer to run the ball along the ground. They prefer to sort of stuff your run game, force you to throw the ball in the air, and they put a lot of pressure on the quarterbacks. So I think this is going to be a very evenly matched game, and I am really looking forward to see how they're going to attack the field today. The one thing we do not have that we had last week is we do not have the driving rain and the excessive wind. Now, we have a wind this week, but it looks as though it's a cross breeze, and I don't think it's going to be a factor as of right now.
It's going to be an interesting one. And Dan, let's talk a little bit about your history and also what this event means for these kids, especially in this region. Obviously, these are huge games to make it to the Metro Bowl, and these are teams that won their region's championship. With your experience at Northern and with OFSA, what does it mean for these programs to get up to this point, and how big is this game for them?
Well, we started in the city of Toronto, the Metro Bowl actually started in 1982. And it was just the 4 regions of Toronto that were all put together to try to get a champion. But it started expanding to where we started going outside the city, and it became the de facto Ontario Championship. Eventually we got into the Rogers Center, and just getting to the Rogers Center, or the Sky Dome as it was called there, was incredible for the players, because most players would never ever have a chance to play in a building like that. And you could see when they walked in for the first time and they saw the enormity of the building, it was like, oh my, in fact, some teams took an entire quarter before they even figured out what was going on.
Pinched themselves, yeah.
They were absolutely intimidated by the building.
Right.
Well, when we left Toronto, we went to Ivor Wynne Stadium, or I should say what became Tim Hortons Stadium. It was much the same thing. A big stadium, places they don't normally get to play. And you know what? There's something to really be said for being the champion of your region. I mean, think
Absolutely.
of all the time and effort you put in, grinding every day, practices all the time. You know, I mean, it's so much easier these days to go and play Madden football to actually get out in the field and drag your butt all around the field for 2 hours every day, right?
That's right. Definitely some good background on both these teams, and obviously the Metro Bowl itself, 1982. This is the 40th Metro Bowl. It's huge for these teams. Congratulations to the Western Tech Colts and the Chaminade Gryphons for making it up to this point. And it looks like Western Tech will kick off here first, Dan, and we'll see this Gryphons offense led by that triple option offensive attack up here first. Craig Trimble will be the head referee for this game, and his crew. Shout out to the officials working this. This is a huge deal for them as well, getting to officiate these championship games, and obviously just a big game for everyone involved here today. Thank you to the University of Toronto for hosting us, Football Toronto. We've had a blast so far. This is game number 2 of 2 today, as we look for our second Metro Bowl finalist, who will take on Robert F. Hall, the Wolfpack, who was dominant in the last game, Dan.
Yes, and I actually talked to some of the officials. Last game, they did a rotation of 2 officials from each of the 4 regions. For this game, they're just doing...
Just TFOA.
Correct.
That's right.
100%. So the players will have a chance to probably know some of these officials and know what to expect from calling games. The other big problem some of these teams have is that, you know, usually for most of the regular season games, they only get 3 officials. But now when you get in a big championship game, you get 6.
There's
and
a
you
bunch
wonder,
of them,
how come we're getting so many more calls, you know, and why are they seeing everything, you know? It's,
We definitely did see a lot of flags thrown, actually, in our last game. A lot of not clean play defensively, but we're hoping for a competitive game here, as this is obviously the Toronto Public School Board, Dan, taking on the Toronto Catholic School Board, correct? Okay, so these are 2 teams from those regions. Obviously, we just seen Durham and Peel play, so this should be a big one. I mean, these teams, Dan, correct me if I'm wrong, they'd be closer in proximity to one another than the 2 teams that we just watched
100%.
previously.
You know, these are all within the boundary of the city of Toronto, so they're playing, in fact, for the de facto Toronto Championship today.
Right.
Now, even though all these teams will go on to the, OFSA Bowls, right, this is really for bragging rights within the boundaries of the city of Toronto, and it means something, right? And you're right, like, they will have seen each other, or they certainly know players on the other team, just because of, they may have played interleague games and so forth, where you just wouldn't get that with, say, Durham or with Peel regions, right? Wouldn't have, had done the same thing unless they played in some sort of a jamboree at the start of the year.
Right, okay. Interesting info there, Dan. Really appreciate you coming up. But Dan's going to stick with us through the first quarter, and to get your knowledge on obviously being such a big part of OFSA and running that for 15 plus years, whatever it was, and for these teams to go on to OFSA. I mean, that's huge for them as well. Obviously, the Metro Bowl is gigantic, but as you said, even Dwyer, right? I mean, they lost today. They'll still go on and play an OFSA Bowl game. Is that correct?
100%. And you have, if you're a football coach, I should restate this. If you're a football coach, you have goals, right? You want to finish at the top of your division. You want to, win your league championship. You want to go on. But, it's hard to explain, the excitement you get when you actually have a chance to go to like a provincial championship.
Of course, yeah.
And, we toyed with the idea of trying to get down to a number 1, but logistically you just can't do it in the province, right? And one of the reasons is teams can't declare a champion until too late in November, so you can't play into December because of OFSA rules, and because basketball and hockey's already starting. So, the 9 bowl games that we have right now at least gives every region a chance to have a winner.
Absolutely. And after all this stalling here, Dan, we're finally going to get a kickoff. It seemed like forever down on the field. And kicking off will be Western Tech. It'll be Josh Hamilton. Seems like the kicker for the Colts. Shamanad back to receive. And we're finally going to get some football here in Game 2, Dan. Here we go, the Western Tech Colts versus the Chaminade Gryphons for the 2025 Toronto Bowl. Kicked off, picked up quickly. It looks like his knee was down there. Dan, that's Anderson Amaro.
Already I've seen one big, huge advantage from what happened last week. Because of the wind and the rain, the punting, and there were many punts because I said the defenses were playing great for both teams, is that they had so many kicks. And one of the mistakes I pointed out on the telecast, at least in my opinion, was that the kickers were always lining up too deep. Already I saw an improvement as the returner caught the ball in the air, didn't let it bounce around, and got maximum yardage at least, even though his knee went down on the ground from where he caught the ball.
So here comes Shamanad. We're being told they run a lot of triple option, and here it is as they go up the middle for a few yards there on first down. Try and get a number on the carry there, but we were talking to them, Dan, and they said they're gonna come at you with a lot of triple option, and we see it there. This time they just give it up the middle, but there's a lot of interesting wrinkles you can do out of that.
Well, I'm pretty sure that was Malik Okulu, who's the fullback who they usually give the ball at the middle. You know, we call it a triple option, but quite frankly, their quarterback doesn't act like a true triple option quarterback. Like, it's not like he will fake giving the ball up the middle.
Well, here's Okulu again, Dan, and that looks like just enough for first down yardage. We'll get the referee's signal. They will give it to him. And so this Chamunade offense here, they're going to rely a lot on Okulu up the middle, who also plays. I mean, they list him as an offensive lineman, Dan. I mean, he's playing fullback for them essentially, right?
Last week, just to give you an example, they scored one touchdown and they won the game. They gave the ball to Okulu all the way down the field, and he scored that one touchdown until Michael Power, who they were playing against, figured out how to slow him down a little bit.
Well, they're going to continue giving it to him here, Dan, and he picks up another healthy gain of 5 or 6 yards on first down. And just to highlight on the other side, Western Tech, one of the guys that they highlighted, and you can probably see him on your screen, but how big he is, number 55 on the defensive line, Cooper Svicki, who's going to play offensive and defensive line. He's going to be one of the key contributors in trying to slow down that run up the middle.
And my only issue with him is he's such a big lad, right, that, you know, will he be able to hang in there for all 4 quarters of the game, especially he's going both ways, and he's carrying a lot of weight, you know, I mean, and he uses it well when he's out there, but it can be tiring.
2nd and 4, they're going to go right back. Oh, no, keeps it this time. The quarterback fumbles the ball, and it's picked up by Shamanad. Oh, crisis averted there as number 3 jumps on it. Israel Aarinde. That could have been dangerous, but ends up being a first down for the Gryphons.
Well, you know, again, as you're absolutely right, it was the triple option. They could have given the ball to Okulu. They pulled it out, and they always have one of the wing backs. In this case, it was Israel
Aarinde,
who comes around where he can pitch the ball, right? So you have the true, give it to the quarterback, keep it yourself, or pitch to the running back. He kept it himself, and he said he got a break that his own man recovered the ball.
Yeah, that was very close. Matteo Pagliaroli is the quarterback, by the way, and he's going to keep it here on first down, but nothing doing. It's the Western Tech Colts defense, led by number 16, Levi Augustine.
I don't want to make a prediction here, but I think it's going to be difficult. Okay, I think it's going to be really difficult for the Chaminade quarterback, Anderson. 21. I think it's 21 Amaral Anderson they have on there is the quarterback.
I believe it's 0 Pagliaroli.
No, you're probably right. I'll go with that. I think you're absolutely right. And I don't think he's going to get outside as many times. That first time it worked because, you know, they've just gone up the middle 3 times in a row. But he's going to have difficulty with this defense.
Well, here it is, Pagliaroli going to give it to Okulu once again. Okulu chugging those feet. Western Tech gang tackling, and we're going to have our first 3rd down early on here, Dan.
And one of the reasons why both teams last week were able to adjust was that, and especially because it was raining and windy, you started to see almost 9 guys in the box.
Right.
You know, and you can already see right now the Western Tech is starting to creep up, and their linebackers are almost on the line. It's going to be, can they pull the ball and throw the ball? As I said, I think the seams are wide open on the cover 3 defense that Western Tech runs. So will they be able to throw the ball? I think could make the difference between whether Chaminade can win this game or not.
3rd down, and they're keeping the offense on the field. About 4 yards to go. Pagliaroli with Okulu, and they're going to keep. Pagliaroli's going to keep it, trying to get outside, and he will with a great block on the outside. Pagliaroli breaks a tackle and is pushed out of bounds. Dan, how about Pagliaroli doing it himself on 3rd down?
I'm really impressed actually by this run, and he did get a nice little block right there from the person he could have pitched the ball to. But he's already defied my expectations of him, and he's got a couple of big first downs so far.
Definitely. So here's what we're seeing, Dan. Pagliaroli is going to be the quarterback out of this triple option. The pitch guy is going to be Aorinde, and then down at the bottom, big number 99, Oaklew is going to be the guy they give it to up the middle. So keep an eye on those three players. Fresh set of downs for Chaminade. Some early movement on the defensive line. They're gonna whistle that down. So Dan, let me ask you this.
Yes.
Defensively, obviously, they know that the run is going to be an integral part of what they need to stop. What are you telling to your front seven to try and slow down a triple option that I don't know how much these teams see of that?
Well, what's interesting is that both teams present problems to the defense in that their up the middle threat is real. In this case, for example, Malik Oaklew, you give him the ball and he can just carry people for yardage, much the same way that Jamar Shakes, who is the fullback for Western Tech. So you have to respect that handoff up the middle. But you can see they have a little bit of speed on the outside as well. Now, I'm not sure Chaminade has as much speed as Western Tech, and we haven't really been able to see what Israel Ariande has been able to do yet. But he was key last week to making a couple big plays on the outside.
Well, here we go, Johnny, on the spot here, Dan. There's Oaklew up the middle. And if you could churn out 4 or 5 yards of carry with Oaklew and then hit them with the option outside, it is tough for a defense to deal with.
100%. And as I said, you're talking about some big boys up there, so they're not running against, they're not just overpowering them with their size.
Yeah.
This right now, Oaklew is a load, and in fact, you can see they've got boys that are just as big on the offensive line, and that really makes a difference in this type of game.
Second down and short. Why not keep it with Oaklew, but a big hit? And we mentioned him, Cooper Svicky. Let's get the replay on that because Svicky was having none of it. Here it is, Dan. Check the replay.
Yeah, I saw that.
Big hit.
And you can see him lining up in the middle there. He looks like he's just playing like a one technique, and he just slammed him. What a great job. That takes something to knock off a big guy like Oaklew down.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely a guy we highlighted. But here we go, Dan. Biggest moment in this game so far, as under 6 minutes to go in this first quarter already. Third down and inches to go. How do you not go to Oaklew?
Exactly.
We're gonna find out right here. And Oaklew doesn't get it. He keeps it himself. He's got the edge. Here goes Pagliaroli. Touchdown, Shamanad. What an opening drive.
Well, Pagliaroli has already had more yardage in this one drive than he had all last week.
Crazy.
And I'll tell you, that takes a little bit of guts to pull the ball when you have third down and inches.
And you got 99 in the backfield.
Absolutely. So what a great job. What a nice read, and full value to the offense of Chaminade going all the way down the field and scoring.
Impressive from Pagliaroli too, quite frankly. He kind of made it 2 plays happen by himself. They're both on third down, Dan, which is, like you said, it's gutsy.
Well, and as I said,
extra point is blocked, and dead ball here. Are they not? Yeah. Yeah, they're blowing that play dead, but yeah.
Well, last week the quarterback Mateo really didn't carry the ball that much. He instead chose to toss the ball to Israel Ariande coming around, from the slot back position. When he does like the little.
So he wasn't
swing.
keeping it last week.
He wasn't keeping it hardly at all, and that seemed to work when they were always in the lead, right?
Right.
But in this case, though, it's an opening. They know they're going against a much better defense, and that can match some size and speed for speed. So, for me, this was a very impressive drive this time by Chamunade, and it'll be interesting to see how Western Tech counters now when they get the ball.
So let's talk a little bit about this Western Tech Colts team now that they will be taking over here. This is a team that actually refounded their senior football program in 2021, and they've been 3-time Toronto finalists the last 3 years, so 2023, 2024, and then obviously 2025. And after a 1-4 start this season and losses to both their eventual playoff opponents, the team rallied together and beat those teams that they lost to earlier this season, Northern and Etobicoke CI. I hate to bring up
No, I know. Of course, it's a wound there. But Northern, actually had to come from behind and beat them in the last minute in the regular season.
Okay, so a close game. Okay.
But it was a very close game. And in the Etobicoke game, it was actually Etobicoke's closest game that they had during the entire season that they lost when they beat Western Tech.
Well, here's James Gabriel on the return for Western Tech, and he's definitely a guy that we need to highlight. He's going to be one of their. He's one of the guys that's listed. His position on our roster sheet here, folks, is dual. So that just goes to tell you he's going to touch the ball in a lot of ways.
And and a lot of the time when you get into high school games like this, especially against evenly matched teams, you're going to have players. Just in this day and age, you have a lot of players, especially along the lines that are going both ways. You don't want to see necessarily what's going to happen in the first quarter. You're going to see what happens in the second half when those dual players, right, are playing a lot of plays.
A lot of snaps. Yeah,
exactly. And
so Nate Alfounder will be the quarterback for Western Tech as he lines up in the pistol formation, it looks like. Alfounder drops back, looks to his left. He's going to roll out left, fires one over the middle, and a nice catch for first down yardage, as that's James Gabriel. We mentioned him again, a nice connection on first down, Dan.
One of the things I know about Western Tech is they have a passing game.
Yeah.
And their quarterback, Alfounder, when he stays in the pocket generally, or he gets his shoulders at least turned upfield, he can be a very effective quarterback, and they don't mind taking shots with him. It's when he gets outside and running that his effectiveness drops as a quarterback, as it is with most high school kids, to be fair. But they absolutely do have a passing game, and you can see there.
Here it is, Dan. Alfounder getting outside again, showing off the wheels, showing off the dual threat ability early on.
Yes, like I said, and he's not afraid to take off either. He will run from there, so he's a dual threat, both passing and running. And I find it actually interesting that they've decided to use the passing game to start their offensive, drive in this first quarter.
Well, a nice first down pickup via the air, and now Alfounder picks up a good 6 yards there on first down, making it second down and manageable for this offense. Lines up in the pistol once again, Alfounder. Going to be a pitch play here. Looks like Gabriel on the toss. Gabriel makes a man miss. Gabriel's got the sideline, and will he be tackled? He will eventually. How about James Gabriel? We've said his name a few times. He looks electric early on, Dan.
Well, this is a play they ran with a lot of success last week. They line up in the pistol, as you said, but with two backs, with a fullback and with the tailback. And in the case of, the fullback is Jamar Shakes, that is very effective as a runner, but he's also a great lead blocker when they pitch the ball outside to James Gabriel. And Gabriel ripped off a couple of really big runs last week.
So, Dan, correct me if I'm wrong, you said this would be a defensive struggle. How about the offenses early on in this one? As another fresh set of down for Alfounder.
Well, and interestingly, I'll wait until after the play.
Yeah, Alfounder drops back over the middle. He's going to try and get out of there, but this time he's swallowed up by the Chaminade Gryphons. And I don't think it'll be a loss of yards, but he is swallowed up there, Dan.
Yeah, both teams that won last week scored their touchdowns on their opening drives. So
I'm speaking too soon.
Well, we'll see what happens. Well, one of the things about good teams is they make adjustments, right? Especially as the game goes on. So we'll see what type of adjustments Western Tech's going to make. But now we've got a second and long. Both teams are really not comfortable with second and long, other than Western Tech can throw the ball if they have to.
See here, Alfander's looked good so far on this opening drive for the Colts. Empty formation now. Alfounder looking to his left, and it's picked off, Dan! Shamanad jumps right in front of it. Number 2, Caden Hyman jumps in front of the pass. Interception, Gryphons.
Well, if you take a look on the replay, we can see they played a cover 2, and he threw the ball into the seam where the deep safety there was waiting for it, so that was not a very good read at all. Like, he should have recognized the fact that the two cover 2 defenders were sitting there in the seams. Now, if we were to flip the script, I would say definitely throw that ball against Western Tech's defense. But that time from Shamanad, that was the worst pass he could have thrown into. He really had the underneath open if he allowed that to develop, but he sort of, I think, already eyeballed him right off the bat, and he was going there.
Yeah. And how about the Chaminade Gryphons? They march down with a very impressive offensive drive. They give up a few big plays, but their defense comes up big. Kind of the same song and dance we've seen last game. A great play from Caden Hyman. They're going to get the offense back here, and I'm assuming they're going to go right back to Oclu as they line up here on first down. And yep, it's Malachi Oclu a couple yards up the middle.
Well, the one thing, when we talk about good coaching, right? It's great to have fantastic schemes, and it's great to have, for example, a myriad of passing plays and so forth. But sometimes being simple works. I mean,
Right.
if you've got a guy Malik Oclu that they can't stop, why not just hand it off to him until he can't run anymore, right? I mean, that seems to work.
I mean, that was his worst run of the day, Dan, and he got 3 or 4 yards there. So, that's impressive. Second down and 6 to go. This time they're going to give it to Arinde, but how about the Tech defense? Gavin Lawrence getting in the backfield for a TFL.
And this is what I thought about. I did not think they had enough speed to just hand the ball off. Like when they line up in, for example, as you said, their wing T formation where Arinde is coming from like on a rocket sweep from an up back position, that's different. But just handing him off the ball, I don't think he has enough speed to get to the outside. And because I think Western Tech has too much speed, especially in their linebackers and their cover and their corner, I should say, their cloud covering defensive backs.
So Shamanad will punt. Punt is away cleanly. Western Tech to return. James Gabriel's going to pick this up. Reverse fields. Looks like James Gabriel has something here as he catches the sideline, gets to the 30-yard line before Chaminade is able to take him down. We see the tides turning a little bit. You feel the momentum going back to Western Tech after that interception.
Well, there's something to watch there is that the punter, last week, the punter was able to recover one of his own punts because, as I said, I complained about both teams. They let the ball hit the ground, just like they let the ball hit the ball ground there. That the punter was only a few yards away from recovering the ball.
He's
there.
a legal player to
He's
get
a legal
that,
player. So we'll see if that makes a difference or whether they'll adjust and try to, catch the ball in the air because when the ball bounces around, but they've got great field position. Let's see what they do here.
It's an interesting tidbit, Dan, for sure. Definitely keep an eye on that. But here we go, Western Tech. They had a good drive, ended in an interception. Let's see what Alifander and this Colts offense can do as he drops back, looks to his right. He's got one-on-one. The ball is overthrown, hits the goalpost. Gabriel's complaining, wants a flag, but overthrown ball.
Well, this is something they do a lot. They actually went quad receivers to the short side, to the boundary side of the field, and then they have one receiver on the field side, and you can see he's throwing his hands up, but the ball was not catchable. It didn't matter what happened there, right?
Close.
And that's typically what they do. They just read him. He usually does some sort of a slant, but again, against the cover two, that might not be as effective, throwing the ball into the middle of the field.
Second down and long, Alifander drops back, looking to his right, rolls out. It's got a man wide open in the flats here. Breaks a tackle nicely, still fighting. First time we've seen that. That looks like the tailback to me. That's Jamar Shakes that you mentioned. First time touch there.
I thought he might have touched his knee down here too, but if he didn't, really a great example of balance. Let's see right here. Does he go down or not? No,
yeah, he stays up.
Really good job. Yeah, last week Jamar Shakes at this point of the game had a few more touches than he's had so far. So, that's another thing to look out for here.
Well, it looks like we have an injured, looks like Gryphon on the field, and hopefully the player will be okay. As like to take this opportunity to thank some of the sponsors, some of the people that help put this event on year in, year out, especially this year. Area 51 Sports, the Argos Alumni Association, NFL Canada, the Toronto Argonauts themselves, the Toronto Varsity Blues, welcoming us into their beautiful home, this beautiful stadium right downtown. I mean, we were walking in here, Dan, yesterday, and walking in, seeing the CN Tower when you walk in, it's a beautiful sight. And of course, the Buffalo Bills, among others. This is a huge event, really. It is, right, for the Toronto football community.
Yeah, and I guess, I'm a little jaded. I shouldn't say jaded. I'm maybe because I live here, I'm so used to it. You're right. If you stand back and look at all this, you say it's pretty cool, right? But, absolutely, without these sponsors and, we wouldn't be able to put on these type of telecasts or these games. And really, it's all for the kid, just the players have an opportunity to be able to show what they have and, just give us an experience that, we enjoy every year.
Well, Dan, I want to thank you for coming on. We got 4 seconds left in this first quarter, a 6-0 lead for the Chaminade Gryphons. Really appreciate your time, and once we get the injured player off the field and we get out of the first quarter, I'll officially thank you and send you on your way. But we really appreciate your time and everything that you've given to Office of Football, and obviously these players are going to get to go play those bowl games in next week, I believe that would be, or is it next
Correct.
week? So, and what are some of the regions that these Toronto-based teams will play? Is it all just, it depends, or?
Well, remember, next week will be the actual Metro Bowl.
Oh, yes,
and then,
sorry,
and then
the week
2
after,
weeks,
yes,
and then 2
sorry.
weeks from that will be the bowl games taking place in Guelph this year.
Okay. And the regions that these teams will play, does that just all depend on?
It mixes up. So I know, for example, the Toronto team is going to be playing against the Northwest opponent, which I believe is from Thunder Bay.
Okay.
I think, for example, Shamanad is playing against the CASA, the Central Ontario champion, right?
Okay.
I'm not sure who the other two teams are playing, right? But
So it all just depends, really, about who you play. Okay.
well, thank you very much, Devin, for giving me an opportunity here. I just love football, and I love.
I could tell. I love the passion that you're exuding, and I learned a lot about kind of how this works and about these two teams, and you've been spot on about a lot of things that you said about them.
Well, like I said, so far I've been really impressed with Matteo Pagliari. Oli, sorry, I keep on mispronouncing his name.
It's a tough one.
He's done a great job running the ball, and he was directly responsible for that one touchdown. But as I said, will be interesting to see how the defenses adjust for the rest of this game.
So last play of the first quarter, Western Tech, 3rd down, huge play here, and they're going to give it right up the middle. That looks like Shakes as he pumps those legs. This is going to be super close, Dan. Gabriel's pointing 1st down, but we'll see.
Yeah, you're right. Very close play.
I'll have to look. No signal yet from the officiating crew, led by Craig Trimble in the white hat.
He looks
and
like
they will.
He's standing.
They will give him the 1st down, Dan. They signal 1st down. That's
Very good.
huge for Western Tech. Okay, Dan, well, I want to thank you once again for your time here today. I learned a lot, everything you've done for football in this city, in this province. Really appreciate your time. Thanks for stopping by.
No problem. Thanks a lot, Devin, and
appreciate
enjoy
it.
the rest of the game.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
We'll make your score here at Gryphons 6, Colts 0. Mark up the side, second quarter action on the line.
All right, welcome back. Jason Laskus into the booth, take over for Dan. Really appreciate Dan once again for joining and giving some insight on these teams. He was actually calling the games last week, these playoff games that these teams were in. Jason, but what have you seen from these two teams thus far?
You know what? Shout out to Dan. His insight was impeccable there. Dead on with a lot of the things. You know what? I'm watching a game that I love. I'm watching some smash mouth football.
Yeah,
you know, it's classic youth ball. Get the big kid and give him the ball.
I love it.
I love it, man. You know what? Both Western Tech and Chamunade are going at it, and they're going slug for slug, and love to see Western Tech threatening here.
So what we've seen was a very, very close 1st down run for Western Tech to extend their drive, and now they're going to get a fresh set of downs and stay in this same formation. This time they're going to give it to number 20, who's got some room up the middle there, Gavin Lawrence. But really impressive from both these teams. You can feel that these two teams are very evenly matched early on here. That's kind of my takeaway, Jason, in that first quarter. And Western Tech looking to tie it up or maybe even take the lead here.
Definitely. You know what? Both these teams have really good size. That's what I was looking at pregame, talking with some of the other coaches in the booth here. The size of both of these squads.
1st down run going to Jamar Shakes up the middle. That's got to be one of the better names we've heard, Jason. Jamar Shakes getting the rock up the middle.
That is a name of a baller, okay? Give that guy the ball and he's going to do things.
Looks like another fresh set, too. So Western Tech driving. We've seen them really go to the pass in the first drive and obviously get intercepted, but looks like they're sticking with the run here, as Dan mentioned a little while ago, Jamar Shakes being a key involvement. And And they're going to go to Lawrence, it looks like, on the up back. Picks up a yard or two.
I love the design of that play because it gets them on the edge and it gets bodies moving towards the edge, so it offsets the numbers in the offense's favor to try and kick it out. And I'll tell you what, later on in the game, he's going to break it for a big old run if they keep running that.
Jason, you've been about 4 for 4 in your predictions today, so I will, once that happens, I will not be surprised.
Well, I'm a modern-day philosopher. They call me Lascrates.
Okay. Second down and short. Huge play for the Colts. And this time he's going to Shakes, pumping those legs, waiting for a signal. Touchdown, Western Tech. Jamar Shakes punches it in from short range.
This is just old-school power football, okay? You see the O-line fire off the ball, and then once they engage, they got their elbows in and they're driving their feet, right? Short, choppy steps. Don't need to put your big tree trunks in the ground and try and de-root yourself. Just little quick feet, then will get the D-line moving on their heels, gets them blown back into the end zone, and Shakes just crushes right behind them for a score. Looks like they're going for 2.
Well, this is interesting because obviously Shamanad missed their extra point, and right now it's 6-6. And they're going to look to go for 2 here. Maybe they don't have a kicking game, Jason, but Alfounder drops back, looks to his right, scrambles, fires one in double coverage. Oh, and in and out of the hands. Looks like he was looking for James Gabriel, and will remain knotted at 6 apiece.
Gabriel looks shaken up. Looks like he hit his head there.
Oh, and that is not a player that Western Tech can afford to lose. We've already seen him touch the ball multiple times, but it looks like he's shaken up. We'll take a short break here and be back with you.
Are you ready to take your game to the next level? Introducing Area 51 Sports, your ultimate destination for everything football. We understand that football isn't just a game, it's a way of life. At Area 51 Sports, we're more than just a sports gear company. We're football people, just like you. From playing the sport to coaching and volunteering, we've lived and breathed football, and that passion fuels everything we do. Gear up with our sleek jerseys designed to empower players to dominate the field. Experience the difference with cutting-edge equipment that enhances performance and elevates your game. Whether you're a league, club, or team, Area 51 Sports is here to be your winning partner.
All right, looks like James Gabriel was able to get up under his own power there, Jason, and get back to his sidelines. But nonetheless, a big drive from Western Tech as they knot this ball game up. Short kick here. Chaminade able to pick it up. Chaminade getting outside here. A nice return as number 7 gets it there. That's going to be Mikhail Andrade. But Jason, I don't know if you've gotten to see the Chaminade offense yet, but they are running that triple option. And it's been dangerous so far. You look at Matteo Pagliaroli, you look at Israel Arinde, and obviously Malik Oklu. He's been incredible up the middle.
Well, I'm watching Oklu here, and I know you're saying it's the triple option. It looks like the single option. Or you know what? I'll give it the dual option because
Pagliaroli's been
Pagliaroli, everybody's worried about Oklu up the middle, and Pagliaroli was like, yeah, I'll just take it on the outside. I'm fine with that.
2 great runs in the first quarter, and they're going to have to answer back here. We're knotted at 6. Under 9.5 to play, and they're going to roll with Oklu up the middle. And we only seen really one time Oklu be denied, and that was when big number 55 on the defensive line, Cooper Svicki, was able to take him down. But other than that, he's been able to churn out 3, 4, 5, 6 yards consistently.
Well, the thing with Oklu is even if a guy hits him, he's going to fall forward. And he's a big boy, so he's going to fall forward 2, 3 plus yards, right? So it's always going to be a positive with him for the most part, unless somebody makes a great play. And then when you get Pagliaroli on the outside.
Yeah. So So here we go, second down and about 6 to go. They're going to go right back to Eau Claux. This time, though, Western Tech, this defensive drive, doing a better job, led by big number 55. We mentioned Cooper Svicki.
You know what? They go and they run 2 guys on the outside with a slot in behind. I would watch for a quick little screen out there eventually, because, or play action to then a pass, something like that. Their numbers are in their favor out there because they have so many guys in the box stopping Eau Claux. It's a 3-on-2 situation there. If they get some good blocks, it can spring.
Yeah, a little surprising that they're going to elect to punt this one away here right at midfield. Well, their side of the 50, 3rd and short, but punting unit does come on, and it's a decent one here. We've seen some tough punts early on, and it's bobbled by Western Tech, and he's just going to jump on it. Really one of the better punts we've seen today, Jason.
No, that's a great punt. That's a great way to switch the field position. It's going to be a grit grind of a game, so it's good to pin a team back and have them earn every single yard on their way to a score and not give them a short field.
8 minutes to go in this first half. We're knotted at 6. Both of these teams looking to be the second team to make it to the Metro Bowl final next week. Obviously, Robert F. Hall. I mean, Jason, we called that game. They were incredible. These two teams are looking to vie to take down that Wolfpack team in this Toronto Bowl, 2025 Toronto Bowl here live on TYSN as Western Tech takes over on offense. Al Founder once again with Jamar Shakes beside him. He's going to drop back, look over the middle. Al Founder decides to go right, fires one to Gabriel, it looks like, and just off the mark. James Gabriel, Jason, believe he was one of the better U16 players with the Etobicoke Eagles in the OSFL this past season. Dynamic player, he was an all-star, and man, he's electric to watch for them.
Yeah, James Gabriel, I remember watching him on the Etobicoke Eagles junior team this past summer, and they were putting up 40 points a game on this guy's shoulders. He is an absolute stud with the ball in his hands.
Al Founder drops back, 2nd and long. Looking for somewhere to go, has his man Shakes, but how about the defensive play by Shamanad, led by number 23, Antonio Zapia.
Antonio Zapia. What a great
I might have added a little bit on there.
I like it, buddy. Zapia. Zapia with the zappy zap of a play. Stops them on 2nd down. Gives up 3rd and medium.
Yeah, now that punt looks like the right decision as they're able to stunt Western Tech here. And so interesting tidbit about the Western Tech Colts. They do not have a regulation size home field at their school, so they play elsewhere. I thought that was interesting. One of the notes that their coach Russ Hoff gave us. That's got to be something where they knocked off traditional powerhouses in Northern and Etobicoke CI, and it says on the road in brackets because technically every game for them is on the road. So I thought that was interesting.
That's awesome, man. You know what? When you're a good team like Tech is, when you get to this point of the season and you're playing in UFT or you're playing in Guelph or OFSA, whatever it may be, wherever it's going to take them, they have a distinct advantage because this is just what they do. They're used to this, right?
Right.
You don't have a home field. You're nomads. You play anywhere, anytime, anyone.
And Jason, we see the cheerleaders on the screen here. It's tough for me to say who they're cheering for just because every team we've seen today is green and they have green pom-poms, but shout out to the cheerleaders on the track.
They're cheering for us,
They're
Devin.
cheering for both teams. How about that?
They're cheering for TYSN.
Yeah, they're cheering for good football. 3rd down. And Western Tech to punt, and he's going to get it away. Line drive right at number 2. Number 2 is going to let it go right by him. And picking it up by Chaminade, number 5, Nixon White. And I think I got it now, Jason. I think Chaminade, it rolls off the tongue.
Shamanad.
I don't know why I was
it.
given so much.
You are a regular Gryphon.
That's right. That's right.
Once again, thank you to the Toronto Argonauts and the Argos alumni for helping out with the Metro Bowl today.
So good starting field position for Chaminade. We're obviously going to see that triple option attack. Maybe try and, I think this defense is cluing into Oakloo. But let's see Pagliaroli get back out there. We've seen 2 very good runs in the first quarter by him. Just under 7 minutes to play in this first half. They're going to give it to Oakloo. Why not? And look at Western Tech. And look at Oakloo drive his feet, but Cooper's Vicky is having none of it. Let's watch Vicky here on this play, Jason. Vicky just breaks through, eats up a double team, and he's got Oakloo wrapped up in the backfield.
You know what? Vicky stands out because he is absolutely massive and imposing. And I've been watching him play on the offensive side as well. And he's got what you need out of a lineman. He's mean, right? He is mean and he plays with an edge, and you saw it there.
Huge stop. Puts him in 2nd down and long. And this time they fake it. They're actually going to throw it. And he's got his man, Aorinde, over the middle. They let Pagliaroli air it out, and it pays dividends.
You know what? I said that eventually he's going to pull it, and then he's going to expose the numbers that they got. So they go on the seam. Free safety's caught up looking at Oakloo in the middle, and then puts it on a rope and hits it right there.
So this Pagliaroli, I mean, that's the first pass I've seen him throw today. I mean, he's got a pretty strong arm. Like that was a bullet in there. And let's see if they incorporate that a little more with Oakloo not having as much success as he did early on.
This guy Pagliaroli reminds me of Diego Paiva from Vanderbilt.
Okay, jet sweep here. And that looks like a new ball carrier. 21, I believe, for Shamanad. Anderson and Merrill. He reminds you of the Vandy QB, does he?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Grit, grind, and tough. He's got a bit of a swagger to him. I saw when he ran into that touchdown in the first half. You know, they're mixing it up here. They get Anderson Amaral on the carry there. Maybe relation to my office manager at my office, Shelly Amaral. Who knows? But good on him on the carry there.
Jason, the world does not revolve around you, my friend. I doubt it. Oh, pitch play! Aorinde's got the edge! Aorinde could go all the way! Chaminade punches it in!
This is awesome. So you'll see. Hutt pulls it so well, holds the defender there, the edge guy, and goes. Amaral with a good block to seal the edge guy. And then Izzy on the outside gets the pitch, hits the wheels, and goes to the blue zone for an absolute score in that Toronto end zone.
We are watching the triple option be run to perfection early on in this one. As you look at the Chamunade bench, another perfectly executed play. We've seen the quarterback get it done. We've seen the fullback up the middle get it done. And now we see the pitch play pay off. And we even seen a throw on that drive, Jason. And this time we're going to see the kick go through. So Shamanad is going to take a 13-6 lead with 4 minutes to go in the second quarter.
That kick's pretty big because last score we watched Tech roll out for a 2-point, which you're not sure why they're doing that unless they don't have a kick game. So I'm curious if they are to score again, if they roll out a kicker, if they go for a 2-point again, whatever that they're going to do. This kicking game could be a big thing as we go on in this game.
And don't you just love high school football? Some teams decide not to kick. Some teams go for 2 on every drive. Some teams don't have a home stadium. Some teams run the triple option. Some teams air it out. I love high school football in Canada.
Oh, it's the best, man. You know what? It's the Wild West of sports. You never know what you're going to get. Maybe we'll even see a ref throw a block this game. We saw it last game.
That was incredible. I'm going to clip that as soon as possible because as someone who used to block whenever I played football, I don't think I ever threw a block that good.
Oh, it's
that was
teach
incredible. Line drive kick down the middle. Western Tech a little wow, a little behind the back pass to James Gabriel. That was very nonchalant. Hopefully we get to see that one again as Jason, he just behind the back throws it to him right here.
Put some swagger on it, you know, but I guarantee you their goal is they're putting 3 returners back there, and if it gets kicked to the outside, whoever gets kicked to is going to end up giving it to Gabriel. he just put some pizzazz
Yeah,
on
I
it.
think
you
so.
know?
I don't think the coach asked him to do behind the back, but he's confident in his athletic ability.
Oh, yeah, you know what? Like, that's like that picture when Wade throws up the
Yeah, that's right. The
alley-oop
lob
to
to
LeBron.
LeBron. Yeah. Well, first attempt, we'll see if Western Tech can respond. A good drive last time, which was really capped off by the running game. We'll see if they stick with it. They're going to air it out here. Alfounder got his man in the flats, number 12. Here comes Shamanad, though, and the ball is punched free. Shamanad picks it up. Shamanad gets the fumble. Knocking the ball free. What a turn of events for the Gryphons.
So that's the issue that you get sometimes when you fight for these yards. He's trying to fight. He throws an elbow on the guy, and the ball gets loose. Second, third guy in, come in, and they punch it out. And then Johnny on the spot, I think that's number 5 there, Nixon White, scoops it up and gets a decent return there. But yeah, sometimes, you got to fight, but sometimes you got to give it up and just take what you got. But you always got to protect that ball.
Always got to protect the pigskin. And how about Chaminade after a huge touchdown drive capped off by the Israel Arande triple option pitch? They get the ball right back. And this is where you see a guy like Oklu really wear out a defense. We'll see if they stick with him. And they will. Oklu, big room up the middle, pumping those feet.
If Oklu
like
can get in
Oklu.
space like that, it's going to be a tough day for Tech.
It'll be
because
game over, yeah.
you know what? They just completely split the D-line. O-liner Shamanad did an excellent job there moving their feet and sealing it off. And Oklu, he knows that he's running off cheeks. He sees cheeks, running off cheeks to green.
Shout out to head coach Pat Diodati, who obviously is one of the guys who likes running this offensive formation. A big fan of it, a throwback formation, if you will. And they're going to give it to Oklu once again. This makes me jealous, Jason, because as someone who was also wore number 99 and was a thick boy, I would have loved to play in this scheme. Would have been amazing.
Well, you know what? The running back was probably sick one day, and then Oklu was like, Coach, I could carry the ball. Let me carry the ball. So they're like, okay. They gave him a couple carries, and they're like, oh, maybe you should carry the ball a little more.
So here we go. This is a new one here, though. And they're going to give it to Arinde on the jet sweep. And a nice tackle there by Western Tech. 27 gets in there. Gabe Worthiem Bowen.
That's an excellent play. Obviously, in that situation, Oklu is going to be a little tired, so they're probably going to get it out of his hands. Then on the outside, you have to play it outside in and really stack the ball carrier to fold him in. So the outside defender, 27, stacks it, folds it in, makes a great tackle there. That's really good contained play.
And it forces a second down and long. And they're going to stick with Oklu. Oklu up the middle. He has room. Oklu dragging Tech defenders all the way for a first down for Shamanad.
If Oklu gets a head of steam, he's like a jackhammer. Okay, look at him. Just splits right through the hole. 98 with a great block there. Who's 98 for Chaminade? David Barron, Salazar Molina with a great block there. Springs Oklu. And I think, we already know who it's going to go to on the 4-yard line.
You would think. Oklu in his patented 4-point stance. This time they're going to keep it with the quarterback, Pagliaroli. How about the underrated vision of Malachi Oklu? He's not just a bruiser. He's got a little finesse to his game. He finds that open hole and makes one cut, and then he goes, and then he shows off the power. But good vision.
I've been watching Dancing with the Stars with my fiance lately, and Oklu could be the winner on that thing if he decides to go on. He's got the moves, man. He's got the moves.
Dancing with the Gryphons.
I love it.
Second down and short. Oklu in the backfield. Pagliaroli Who do they go to? Or Arinde. Oh, a little confusion, and they give it to Oklu. Oklu powers his way in. No denying him this time. Shamanad with their second straight touchdown drive.
Man, for a second I thought he was going to pick up Mateo and take him into the end zone with him. He just stole that thing right out of his hands and powers in. Sometimes when there's a baller who wants the ball, he's just going to take it and he's going to make a play. Oklu is having himself a day. Well done by the young man.
Very impressive by this Chaminade offense, and this play is blown dead. The best kick we've seen so far in this game, but it is blown.
Let's see what it's about.
Offside. So curious if Chaminade's going to decide to go for 2 now. Because now, with the offside, they move up. When you got a guy like Oklu, maybe you just pound it in.
Not bad, Jason. You got some good ideas up here in the booth today. A minute 30 here in this first half. Chaminade, they'll stick with the kicking unit here, Jason. Go up, looking to go up 20-6. Number 82 is their kicker. That's going to be Frank Landry. And Landry's good. Booming kick. Would have been good from 40. Looks like we got an injured Tech defender, though, on that play. Levi Augustine. Hopefully he'll be all right. And his teammates are helping him up. But how about the start for Pat Diodati's Chaminade Gryphons coming out here? Both teams trade scores, then Chaminade goes down, they score, they force a turnover, they score again. All of a sudden, it's 20-6 for the Gryphs.
Well, it's going to be a big response from Tech required. Where they had a lot of success was when they brought everything in and they played a lot of smash-mouth football. Past couple of drives, so they tried to spread it out, they tried to throw it a bit. I kind of want to see them here go back to their smash-mouth ways and try to inch their way down the field, because not only will I think that lead them to a score, but it will also take some time off the clock and take the ball out of Oklu and Chaminade's hands.
Good point, Jason. We'll see what Western Tech can come up with. Obviously, the fumble derailed their drive last time, but Alfonder's also thrown an interception in this game and fumble. Look at this. Western Tech Chaminade getting it going. Little middle kick here. Picked up. They're going to throw it to James Gabriel. And doesn't matter who returns that kick. They're throwing it. I could have got that return kick there, Jason. They would have told me to throw it to James Gabriel.
100%. I think what the coaches need to tell the guys, though, what I would say is outside the numbers, just pick that thing up and get north-south, especially on a shorter kick like that, because I think pitching it back to Gabriel, you're trying to get a stud in space, but when you're close to the sideline like that, between the numbers and the sideline, he doesn't really have the space to operate like he wants to, and is going to struggle to make guys miss in that situation. So just grab the ball, go north-south, you probably would have gotten an extra 5-10 yards out of this.
So a little under a minute 30 to go in this first half. It's been a huge 7 minutes of game time for Chaminade, but here comes Western Tech. They're going to go empty. Alfounder scrambling out to his left, looking for some room, looking for the edge, and great contain there by 23 of the Gryphons, Antonio Zapia.
Zapia is having quite the game on the defensive end. Now, number 5, Nate Alfounder, shows his inexperience a bit, and the receivers aren't really doing him any favors on the scramble drill. But he's probably got to get the ball out of his hands there and throw it out of bounds to not give up some yards. But it seems like he got back to the line. So,
yeah, back to the line. It looked like it lost yards from up here in the booth, but it was the far side. But here we go. Alfounder drops back, looks over the middle, fires to his left, and off the hands. This time looking for David Cruz. And that's a quick 2-and-out for the Colts.
Alfounder puts some air under this ball and hangs up there for a bit. And I bet you Cruz was thinking about it. He's like, all right, I got it. And then I'm going to make a move. And just, the ball was in the air a little too long. Gave him a little too much time to think. And doinks off the hot dogs.
Yeah, it's tough. Over a minute to go here. And it's been all Gryphons in this second quarter. Huge quarter for Chaminade, and looks like they're going to get this one back. Low snap. No difficulty getting it away, though, and ooh, nice catch there on the return by Chamunade. Ooh, big hit, though, too. Nixon White on the return.
Number 21, Josh Hamilton with a stick. That was a perfect form tackle. Wrap, drive your feet, stick them in the ground.
Oh, yeah, that's coaching tape right there. That's coaching tape.
Put that on your highlight tape, young man.
So here we go. Chaminade takes it back over. A minute 03 on the clock. We've seen two great touchdown drives for them. One of them after a very good turnover by their defense, but it's been tough for this Colts defense to stop their ground game, even with the big number 55 in the middle and some big guys on the defensive front. Oh, and this time they're going to go with a screen pass to Israel Ayarande. Western Tech, though, is ready for it. That's a little 3-on-3. Tyler Richards making the stop.
See, I like that play call, because if you look at it, they have the numbers, but Mateo's just got to get there, and then he doesn't really get the blocks from his guy. If number 4, Luca Paoliti, if Paoliti can get that block, then he can get sprung to the outside. But without the Paoliti block, there's some struggle there.
Clock is ticking. We apologize for me and Jason both trying to go Italian up here recently, but oh, and a nice step right there. Number 21, you already talked about him, Josh Hamilton, who had the great punt coverage. This time gets in the backfield. What a play.
Yeah, you know what? I think this is actually number 20. Yeah, this is number 20.
Oh, yeah, good call. Good
Gavin
call.
Lawrence gets in there and makes a great play there. And you know what? That's huge. That's super huge for Tech to get a stop there, force them to punt. It's big. Now, Tech just has to play the ground and pound game like Shamanad has been doing. Now, Chaminade's going to punt it. If I'm his coach, I'm like, hey, see number 1 over there? Kick it to any spot on the field that guy's not close to. So let's see, number 7, David Cruz. Let's see if Cruz can make a play here, because I bet you they're going to boot him the ball here.
Well, knowing the Colts, doesn't matter where Cruz catches it, he's probably just going to pitch it to Gabriel. And they do aim it directly towards Cruz. Actually, they're just going to kick it out of bounds. Good call, Jason. 30 seconds to go in this first half. Thank you for watching day 1, the semifinal day of the 40th Metro Bowl here live on TYSM. We've already seen the Robert F. Hall Wolfpack punch their ticket into the 40th Metro Bowl next week. And right now, we've got a really good game between the Chaminade Gryphons and the Western Tech Colts in the Toronto Bowl. Two teams trying to make it there and to take on those Wolfpack.
Yeah, you know what? 30 seconds. Al Founder's been having a good game so far. I like him. I like his footwork in the pocket. I like his eyes are downfield. I like his mobility. It's going to be on him to kind of lead it down the field. And we're going to key on Gabe Hamilton. There he is. He's kind of a wing back to the left side. They're talking. He's like, what are you going to do? Run a go. So they're probably just going to run him. He's going to run a go route.
Alfounder drops back. Oh, through the hands of Gabriel and almost intercepted by Tyler Paul.
So it looks like that's an option route. So you saw Al Founder and Gabriel talking, and he's tapping his head. So that means he's either telling him, run this, run that. But what he's probably saying is, run a go. But if you see it and you can sit, sit.
Second down and long, 27 seconds to go in this first half. Alfounder drops back, has a little bit of trouble with it, looks to his right. Just out of the outstretched hands of David Cruz. And that's a quick 2-and-out for the offense of the Colts.
Yeah, only taking off 7 seconds here, so they're going to punt it. I would pull a page out of Shamanad's book and punt it to get it out of bounds to limit a return. And then you're probably left with 20 seconds on the clock. Chaminade showing that they can't really bomb it down the field, so then you're in a pretty good position. So I'm trying to boot it to center field out of bounds.
have 23 seconds on the clock, and defenses have run supreme here in this last 6 minutes of game time of the first half. And they will angle it out of bounds. They try to anyways, but doesn't go deep enough, and number 23 is back there on the return. Antonio Zapia.
Man, we've been saying Zapia's name a lot. You know what? He's rolling around everywhere. But you know what? That is a great job by Tech, getting the ball down there and not letting a big return.
17 seconds to go. Shamanad getting another chance, another crack at it. I would love to see Pagliaroli air it out here. I've seen him throw the ball once, and it was an absolute beautiful strike over the middle. But looks like they're going to kneel it out.
Yeah,
so
that makes sense.
The exact opposite of what I was thinking. And I guess the Gryphons are content to take a 20-6 lead into half. One more knee will send us to halftime here. So the Gryphons will go into the first half with a 20-6 lead over the Colts here in the Toronto Bowl. Jason, what'd you like at a Chaminade specifically out of that first half?
Well, you know what? Chaminade sticking to their guns. They're playing their game. They're playing rough, tough, hard-nosed football. O'Clue is running it well. Kid's getting 3 to 5 yards a carry, which is amazing. If he can break that first line and get ahead of steam, he's dangerous getting down the field and just executing on all levels. I think Tech needs to kind of go back to where they had success with the kind of grit, grind, power football that Chaminade's been playing, and go back to that, because that's where they really drove the ball down and had success. I think when they're spreading it out, they're not seeing as much positive gains as they could otherwise. So something to look for in the second half. I'm sure both teams are going to make adjustments.
Absolutely. Well, we'll be back after the half as Chaminade takes their 20-6 lead heading into halftime. We'll see you back here for the second half.
Look, Devin, I'm going to take a step back. I think let's reflect back on COVID. Not that we want to talk about COVID, but coming out of COVID, we saw the decline of football in the city. Back in the 90s and 80s, we were sending kids down D1 programs. We were sending guys into the CFL and the NFL. And since then, football isn't a primary sport for a lot of kids. And we really just want to change that narrative. We wanted to create something new, bring something old, and give it its new format, which we did at Football Toronto. And look, I think from the live streams that you folks are going to be putting on to playing down at Varsity Stadium, which is in and itself is an experience. Like driving down
south towards the CN Tower is, I got to play at the University of Toronto, and it's a unique experience. Hearing the announcer echo in downtown Toronto, it's a great experience for the kids. And look, a lot of these kids aren't going to go on and play university football, right? This is going to be their one opportunity to celebrate the game and the hard work that they've put in. We want to create lifelong fans. We want to create lifelong people that are committed to this game so that we can continue to play this game for the next decade, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. We're a volunteer organization, like I said, recognizing that football was on the decline in the city. So what we did is we went out and found sponsors. We were really super fortunate to have NFL Canada, MLSC, Toronto Argos through MLSC, the Buffalo Bills, Area 51 Sports, and a few other partners to really bring together programs that fill the void, right? One is the Argos Helmet Bank, where over the past 2 years we've given out over 500 helmets to programs here in the city. So we're removing that cost completely using the funding coming from MLSC. And then we're fortunate enough with NFL Canada, we provide AI cameras. So we actually set up those AI cameras on the sideline free of charge. All of this is free of charge for programs. Just trying to reduce barriers, reduce costs on programs. Teachers can focus on teaching and delivering programs, and we can make it easier for them. So look, Football Toronto is a community organization. We're connected to Football Ontario. We're an experiment that we hope to bring across Ontario, where organizations like ours can pop up in London or Ottawa or Niagara. It's really just to fill the void in these niche things like film or helmets or running championships where there isn't, right? There's so many people that want to give back to football, that play football, that aren't teachers, that aren't community coaches, and we found this is a creative, unique way for those folks to give back.
Chris Lambert here with Cooper Savicki. You guys are down at the half, but you guys have been down before this season. You had a tough start. You guys always rally. What's the key? What was the message at halftime from Coach Espy?
Just play as a team, man. Do our own individual jobs. It's all easy. We all know everything we're doing, so just do what we're taught and do what our coaches are telling us. So.
Good luck in the second half. Yeah, you too. All right, well, we will see if that message at halftime for the Colts was enough to come back in this one. Second half underway, back up to Devin and the crew.
All right, welcome back to the second half of the Toronto Bowl here at the 40th Metro Bowl week, the semifinal slate. We got a special guest up in the booth right now, Matt Black, two-time Grey Cup champ and current Director of Culture and Inclusion with the Toronto Argos. How's this day been so far for you, and what does this mean for the community of Toronto this day like this?
Man, this is awesome. It brings back some great memories for me growing up in the city, playing football here. Really excited for these young men. It feels like fall football, right? So it's important. It's important games that are being played. It means a lot for the city, right? You get to see these young men chase their dream, have some fun, and play some good ball, man. It's a good ball game. It's it's a close one, but both teams are playing well. So a couple turnovers and some big plays, some good running game here.
And you played in a Metro Bowl yourself. I was talking to George Gryphons, and I believe you both went to Northern.
Yes,
correct?
yes.
And I guess
Red Knights.
That's not a good memory for you guys, though.
You know what?
Apparently,
It's a tough one. We didn't come up with the victory, but great experience. A lot of great memories. Still great friends with a lot of the guys on those teams, but yeah, tough loss. Definitely a tough loss.
And not to toot your horn, I did hear you scored 3 touchdowns in that game. So maybe a decent memory for you.
Yeah.
But here we go. Chamunade gonna kick this ball off. They're taking their 20-6 lead into half here, and really good job by them in the first half. But let me ask you this, Matt. Obviously, we talk about the community of Toronto and football and how massive it is, right? But what does it mean, like you playing in this game, right? You played in this game way back when, is there that sense of pride getting to come and play in this? It's such a historic event, 40 years, like this is the 40th year. Like, how much does it mean for those kids to make it just to this day, not even like to next week's final?
Yeah, you know what, 100%. It's a huge honor to be here. Football is the purest team sport there is, right? So it takes everybody on the field for all 60 minutes of the game to show up, and that's the one thing that I remember is those friendships and those bonds that you forge. So these guys will remember this game for the rest of their lives, for as long as they play the game. For some guys it's going to be the last game that they ever play, but for some of them it's opening a door for their career to continue. So really excited for them, and when I look back on my time playing here in the city and playing in games like this, nothing but amazing memories from the friendships and the bonds that you develop. Incredible.
And let's talk a little bit about the Argos. Obviously a big part of this and helping put this event on, huge partners with Football Toronto and the Metro Bowl. Let's talk a little bit about your role with the team, the Director of Culture and Inclusion, and what kind of that title brings to you, and kind of what your role is with the organization.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get to do a lot of great work. It's a really full circle moment for me. Surreal that I get to lead a lot of our community engagement and social impact efforts. There's a big team at MLSD behind us that support us and lean in. But being able to help forge relationships with organizations like Football Toronto and make sure that the game is continuing to grow and evolve here in the city. We've established as part of our 150th year the Football Toronto Equipment Bank, where we've supplying certified helmets for all the athletes, trying to keep player health and safety first and foremost. So just having an opportunity to grow up in the city, play the game here, don the double blue jersey, and now give back in my role is really, really exciting. And I wake up every day and feel so blessed that I get to give back to this game that's given me so much. So really awesome that I get to be here today and watch these kids, living out their dream as high school, football players, and watching some great ball here.
Big first down run there by Jamar Shakes as Western Tech looks to get off the schneid here. Let me ask you this, who you got in the Grey Cup?
Ooh, that's a great one. Montreal's been playing really well down the stretch here, and so is Sask. I think it's going to be a great game. Having played for both and worked with Coach Mace and Moss as well, I know they're both great coaches. They're going to have their teams ready. I think it's going to be a great game on Sunday. So really looking forward to some good ball. I think Sask might pull it off.
Okay.
I think that's where I'm going to be.
But you can't take Montreal. I mean, that's a rivalry right there,
right?
But
you know what? Anything can happen. Alexander hasn't lost a game, I think, in his CFL career so far. So, he's got some big shoes to fill over there after Cody left, and he's doing a phenomenal job at doing that. So it's going to be. I think both teams are poised. Great defensive, struggle, I think, is what's going to happen in that game. And, the offenses are going to have to take advantage of the mistakes that the defense make.
Hopefully it's a cold day in Winnipeg for the fans.
Well, we know that's going to be
because they're going to warm up in other ways, if you know what I mean. So, definitely excited for this one. And I also wanted to mention quickly the Argos Alumni Association. I know George and I were talking about the golf tournament that they put on, and they had Michael Pinball Clemens and a bunch of people come out and raised over $20,000 for causes including Football Toronto. So the Argos family runs deep in the city, and not just the people working there now, but I think alumni like yourself. Were you involved in that tournament at all?
Yes, I worked with the Alumni Association closely on it. We had an opportunity to revive it after it kind of took a hiatus for a few years, and really proud of Pete Martin's legacy, and he was stalwart in the Argos hemisphere, right, in our world, and he meant so much to this game and gave so much to not only the team but our fans and the city of Toronto. So to be able to rename the tournament after him and provide some really phenomenal dollars that are going to go back to help grow the game, continue the legacy of providing football, safe football here, high school football in the city. It's really a point of pride for the Argos Alumni Association. So hats off to Jason Pottinger, who's the new president there, and the entire board and the entire Alumni Association for really leaning in and making something special for not only the organization but the city as a whole.
Last two before I get you out of here, Matt. Really appreciate your time. Favorite memory as a CFL player and favorite memory now working in your post-career, post-playing career.
So many great memories. I think I don't know if I can pick one, but I'll list off a few.
Sure.
Winning my first Grey Cup here in 2012 as in Toronto for the 100th Grey Cup was pretty special.
Huge.
My daughter was born that year. She was 6 months old. She was at the game, so really, really special moment for me. I think anytime you win a Grey Cup, it's special. 2017, was a really special year that year as well. We, had a lot of guys that made some big plays in that game and came through with a big one at the end there. So that will always be, like a highlight career moment where, you get an interception to kind of end the game. Something you think about when you're, in the backyard playing football with your buddies.
No doubt.
And then, as an executive on the other side, seeing all the hard work of all the people in the front office that goes into it, behind the scenes, the coaching staff, the late nights, early mornings, the sacrifices they make for the families, just puts a whole nother dimension into it. Having that privilege in 2022 and 2024. And then, if I have to pick one, I will say, being recognized for community service work that I did, winning the Jake Adar Award in 2016 is probably the one thing that will always stand out, giving back to the city that, raised me. And then outside of the game, I think just being a part of all the different elements that, MLSC Foundation, the Toronto Argonauts are involved in the community, from Huddle Up to our activations at Launchpad to our community grants the dollars that we send out to community through Football Toronto, Football Ontario, all those other partnerships that we have. It's really awesome to see the good people of this city, of Ontario, doing amazing work in the football world, and giving these young men and coaches opportunities, to play this game that we all love. So, just being a part of that machine that helps this game is really, really special.
That's huge, and definitely someone to look up to, not only as a player, but as an executive, and really as a football catalyst in this city, and a former Metro Bowl. I can't say winner, unfortunately.
Unfortunately,
but I think the two Grey Cups trump that. So we'll go with that. Matt, I really want to thank you for your time and coming back up here and coming back to the Metro Bowl and being a part of it. It's huge, and I can't thank you enough, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks so much for being here today.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Thanks. And meanwhile, we got Western Tech driving down the field. Once again, want to thank Matt Black for coming up, and his tremendous CFL career and post-playing career has been something to marvel at, and not getting that Metro Bowl must hurt. But here we are today. We got some kids that are vying for a Metro Bowl, and something I noticed here, Jason, is on this drive, number 17, they've really gotten involved. James Galantis for Western Tech, who we didn't see at all in the first half.
James Galantis is carrying them all the way up the field. They're going quads. Oh, look, he's got a...
Keeps the ball here. Oh, and what a tackle at the goal line. One-on-one. Imano. And number 7, Mikhail Andrade, stuffs him.
Well, you know what? He didn't see number 7, David Cruz, out there. Was wide open. Nobody was around him. He could have just flicked it out to him for a walk-in touchdown. Well, you know what? 3rd and 1 here. What are they going to do? You're going to go in and you're going to give it to number 28 and have him smash it in.
You got to give it to James Galantis. I mean, he has carried you down the field here, but here we go, Jason. You're right. They do give it to him, and good call as he punches it in, and we got a brand new ball game. Western Tech with a huge run. It's Jamar Shakes.
Well, what's interesting is at the end of the first half, I was saying that Tech needed to go and play more smash mouth. They came out in the second half, and I was looking at them, and they're in quads. I'm like, oh, gosh, they're not doing it. And then, in very, very smart move by the coaching staff, because by going in quads, they spread out the entire defense of Shamanad, but then they still went power on the inside. They went power, they went counter, they went hard there. And look, they're going for 2 here.
Yeah, so something we noticed, I don't think they have a kicking game, Jason, but this would be huge here to make it a 6-point ball game. They give it to Galantis, and Galantis punches it in.
Wow.
We have a 6-point game here in the 3rd.
This is absolutely electric. Absolutely electric. I love to see it.
17, James Galantis.
And that'll make it a 20-14 game. How about the start from Western Tech? We heard down at field level Jesse talking to Cooper's Vicky. Obviously the coaching staff led by Stephen Espy, Russ Hoff. They got their boys ready, and we're gonna have an exciting finish here today, Jason.
Oh, this is gonna be unreal. You know what? This kick right here is going to be huge. The reason being, I truly feel if this kick goes and Chaminade starts behind their 30-yard line, Tech's going to go out there because they're fired up, they've got momentum. They're going to shut them down and go back and make it an electric game at that point. I think, though, if Chaminade can get good field position here, they can smash their way down the field. And they actually have a decent kicker from what I've seen, and a field goal that they can call it.
Yeah, it's now a 20-14 game as Western Tech does get the 2-point conversion. So we'll update that score momentarily. But here we go, Shamanad picks up the ball, and how about this? How about the nifty moves by big number 52? That's going to be
Adam Madara,
Adep Oguande. I mean, oh, it looks like we have an injured Colt on the field. That looks like Josh Hamilton. We said his name a couple times. But, Jason, let me talk to you about that. How about the big boys putting on an athletic show here today?
Well, you know what? They're big boys, but they're big athletes, too. You know what? When they go and they get their combo meal, they don't get the regular fries. They get the curly fries, okay? They're big boys, but they're athletes.
scan my shit. There's no line. There's like 2 people in the line. Go. And at Pearson, I had to take my laptop, bro. I had to take my screenshot of the phone. All of the thing. They're like, oh yeah, bro. Just put your hand bag. It's chill. And then I was just going to scan it. And they're like, nah, you're too tall. Just go to the middle. That was good. That's it. That's it.
So that looks like who Josh Hamilton down there for Western Tech, Jason, who's shaking up.
Yeah, Hamilton's been having a really good day today. He had that one tackle
On that punt, yeah.
That was textbook, and past that,
Are you ready to take your game to the next level? Introducing Area 51 Sports, your ultimate destination for everything football. We understand that football isn't just a game, it's a way of life. At Area 51 Sports, we're more than just a sports gear company. We're football people, just like you. From playing the sport to coaching and volunteering, we've lived and breathed football, and
that looked like Hamilton that went off there, and hopefully he'll be all right as they're going to give it to Oakley up the middle here on first down, but a great job. We've really seen Western Tech slow down that Oakley running game, and it's paid dividends for their defense. How about the momentum for the Colts here, Jason, as we've got 5 minutes left in this third quarter?
Yeah, they're being led by number 20 here, and that's Gavin Lawrence. He's doing a great job. They're kind of going like a 50-60 front with Lawrence as like your one true linebacker in the back, and he's doing a great job.
Second down and long. Going to keep it, pitch it to Aronde. Aronde, a flag flies. Probably going to get a hold there on number 4. Got a big grab of the jersey there, did Luca Paolito.
Yeah, he looked like a 3-toed sloth grabbing a branch there.
You see the tail end of it, but yeah, it was a clear hold, and that'll bring him back. Pagliaroli. If I'm Chamunade here, I'm airing it out with him. Like, let's see what we can do. Because I've seen him throw a couple of good passes, and they haven't went back to it.
So no, third down. Okay. So they decline the penalty. They take third and about 8 or so to force a punt. You know what? I said if Shamanad got past the 40 that they might do some damage on offense, but I think this Tech defense has kind of figured it out.
Yeah, we're in for an exciting end of this one, 20-14. The Chaminade Gryphons almost blocked. And that punt gets out of bounds as you see number 6 right away put up his hands. Callan Bonk. So that's going to be good opening field position, or good field position for the Colts, and what's really made them successful and get them back into this game, Jason?
Well, on offense, they came out of the second half, and we talked about adjustments. They made adjustments. They went into a quads look, but still kind of went power football out of that quads look, which is good because defensively it stretches them out. It brings guys out of the box because they have to account for those guys on the outside. And they were able to get down the field and kind of grit grind their way, like we were talking about, in a very creative way. And then defensively there, they've kind of figured out that triple option and they've done well.
It's funny because they're kind of taking a page out of Chamunade's book here and running their own version of the triple option. And it all starts with this man who has had a terrific third quarter once again. That's James Galantis, and he's really been the lifeline for this team in this third quarter.
Oh, I love this play that they're doing because they're bringing Galantis on a orbit kind of motion and then handing him the ball. And I believe they're pulling a guard as well. So he's following his big boys, and they're laying some really great blocks.
They're going to go up the middle this time. That's going to be Shakes, I believe. And Shakes is going to have enough for a first down. So both of these, we're seeing some old school football, Jason. Both teams running some version of the wing or the triple option, whatever you want to call it. And it's kind of been the most effective thing for both of these clubs.
You know what? I love to see power football. There's a lot of high school football teams that don't have the horses to be able to stop game planning like this with big boys up front that can execute. And here we have a ad for DC Air, bringing the heat while keeping it cool. They are currently running a promo for 25% off furnace installations until December 22nd. Give them a call, 905-625-9113, if you're trying to bring the heat while keeping it cool.
Great tagline. First down and 10. Fresh set of downs. Handoff's going to go to, looks like a new ball carrier, number 20, who finds some space there. A couple of nice cuts as they give it to Gavin Lawrence, who we've seen make some plays on defense.
Yeah, you know, in games like this, you got to take your best athletes and you got to put them in the best position to make plays for you, right? Guys are going to get gassed, guys are going to get tired. You need guys to step up and play both ways, and that's what Lawrence is doing right now.
Craig Trimble and his staff down there. Craig Trimble, the white hat for this game.
I'll tell you what, for a guy who's ref 13 years,
yeah,
Trimble looks good, man.
Yeah, he's looking good down there.
Trimble's looking spry.
Yeah. The multiple Ofsa Bowl game referee and his crew. Shout out to the officials down there on the field and everybody who makes this event possible. It's not just the players, it's not just the media guys. The referees make it possible too. It's not just the sponsors, you know.
I have big love for my Zebras, man. They do a great job and they catch a lot of flack when they shouldn't. I think they do a really, really great job.
Well, it's second down and forever here, Jason. And they're going to have to air it out. Here comes the pressure on the blind side. And it's picked up by Chaminade. Wow, what a sack by the Gryphons. I believe that was, let's check the replay here. Is that number 16 getting in on there? What a hit by the Gryphons. Is that Tyler Paul, the defensive back coming on the blitz? I believe it is 16.
Well, Paul comes off the edge, unblocked, untouched, and absolutely crushes the quarterback. You could not see him at all. Was looking to the other side of the field. Hits him at the worst time mid-throw.
Wow.
You see him, he's down there. He's shaking up.
Yeah, looks like we have another injured Colt on the field. We'll step away for a second and be right back.
No, we need you right here. No, he's right here. Let's take over the hot trash. Oh no! Varsity Stadium.
Okay, here we go. Looks like, unfortunately for the Colts, Al Founder was the one who went down there. We'll have to check on his status, but in the meantime, the Gryphons, what a play on defense, getting to him.
What a great play by Lawrence. So he comes up and chases this down from the backside. Watch him pursue. Doesn't give up on the play. I like this guy Lawrence a lot. I like him a lot. He's got high motor. He's a great tackler. He's a great athlete. Looks to be a good linebacker for Tech right now.
Definitely a great player. We'll have to check on the status of Al Founder down there. That was a tough hit, but how about the play by the Gryphons defense? They're going to give it to 52, one of the big boys, but how about the Colts defense still trying to get him down, everything in his power. 16 of the Colts, that's Levi Augustine.
Well, 52 for Shamanad, Adam Madara. He was the one who just got the interception on defense. So you know what? He said to Coach, he said, Coach, you see my hands? Put me out there, give me a carry.
52 got the interception on defense. I believe it was 16.
No, 16 had the big hit to force it out. And then 52 was the big boy underneath with the nice silky hands to soak it in.
Okay, all right. 3rd down and long for Chamunade. So yeah, they get the turnover, which is huge, but it looks like they're going to be content punting this away, and we're going to have to see who's going to trot out there at quarterback for the Western Tech Colts. Angled right at the middle. We got a flag blowing this one dead as the ball was in midair.
3rd down punt, set the Colts up 1st and 10.
On the sideline, I saw number 3, Tyler Richards for Tech, warming up at the center, taking some snaps. I think he's going to be the man under center for Tech right now.
Great eyes, Jason. Let's see. Yeah, good call. Number 3 will be the quarterback here for the Colts. So obviously a sudden change and some big time confusion for Western Tech. Tyler Richards steps in at quarterback, listed as a linebacker on our sheet. And they're gonna hand the ball off. So obviously this is worst case scenario for the Colts. You lose your quarterback in the championship game. But how can they overcome this? Obviously the run game has been what's working for them, so hopefully they could stick with that. But don't know how much quarterback Tyler Richards has played for this team so far this season.
Yeah, you know what? It's always tough at this high school level when you lose your starting quarterback. Sometimes there's not a number 2, and it's just an athlete that you put in there. So it looks like they're going to be smash-mouthed with Richards under center here.
Yeah, and once again, big number 17 gets the tote, James Galantis, but it won't be enough for a 1st down.
It's close.
Oh, they give him a good spot. No, they're going to throw up the 3rd down.
You know what, Tech? Go for it.
No starting quarterback, Jason, on your own side.
3rd and about an inch.
Well, they're going to have some time.
They're
going to have some time to decide as we look at the landscape here of Varsity Stadium here at the University of Toronto. We've gotten to talk to some great people in the booth today, Jason. I was about to say this weekend, but I forgot it's a Thursday. You got to talk to, obviously, head coach DA of the program here. I got to talk to Matt Black, 2-time Grey Cup champion. And then, obviously, Dan Domenico, who ran OSA for 15 years. So we've got a treat here, Jason, today.
No, you know what? Seeing the community and the amount of guys that are here supporting, just seeing you guys as TYSN or us guys as TYSN.
You are TYSN now. Hey.
Thank you. I'm part of the family.
That's right.
I'm like that crazy uncle that you can't get rid of.
Well, once you call, hey, we do the 3-game limit. So if you call at least 3 games, you're technically a part of the team.
All right, you guys have adopted me.
I wouldn't go that far.
I'll put you on my pension as the beneficiary.
Okay, I believe that. Okay, just give me a North Halton Tide sweater, and we'll call it even. Can you get me one of those?
Deal.
Thank you.
I'm gonna get you a full elephant mascot costume.
Okay, that we can do. All right, so they will go for it here, Jason. 3rd down and inches, and they are going to delay it for something.
That was too close.
They're going to make him think about it again here. Here we go, pivotal moment in this game. It's going to be a sneak up the middle, and looks like he's got plenty as he keeps on driving those legs. How about he's still going here, Jason? He won't go down. Tyler Richards drags the entire Gryphons defense for 10 yards.
This is awesome. Look at him just move his feet, and everybody gets in on it. Everybody gets in on it to push him. And then he's just dragging guys. What happens sometimes is guys will wrap somebody up, and then they're trying to pull them back into them.
Right. Yeah.
But then what happens is the guy drives his feet and he just keeps driving the ball, and then what happens is just drags it.
Yeah.
So what would have been better for Chaminade to do there is
You gotta go
use
low.
the guy's momentum and just drive him forward, drive him into the ground.
Yeah, you gotta go low there. But how about the determination there by Tyler Richards? Don't tell him he's the backup as he gets his Tech Colts another fresh set of downs. But Chaminade with a great play defensively.
Gavin Lawrence, no gain on the play. Delivering up second down Colts.
They went to one of your favorites there, Gavin Lawrence.
Yeah, I like Lawrence. He's a good athlete. I'm looking at Alfounder on the sidelines here. He's got his pads up and he's working out that shoulder.
Oh yeah, I see him over there. Yeah.
Trying to figure it out. So he's battling to get back into the game. But right now, Tech is pretty one-dimensional. So you see Shamanad just completely pounding the box right now. Look at all the guys that they've got there.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys.
They got 10 guys in the box. Here comes the fake option, but how about the running that we've seen out of Tyler Richards? Obviously, the whole playbook is not up for grabs right now for the Colts, but if they can continue to get Tyler Richards in space, we've seen what he can do with the ball in his hands.
Yeah, you know what? He's doing really well right now. They're kind of running what Chamunade sort of ran in the first half, and seeing Matteo Pagliaroli, what he was doing.
That's right.
Tyler Richards is kind of taking that role right now for Tech.
Gigantic drive. 9 minutes to go in this fourth quarter, and the Gryphons continue to hold their 6-point lead. And actually a fresh set. They give him the first down after that, Jason. Didn't know if he got it or not, but here we go. They're going to go right back up the middle. Shakes as he chugs along. Shakes still going. And these Western Tech Colt running backs are running with a purpose, no matter who they give the ball to.
Drive and desire. That's what I see right now. If you get in a big scrum like that and you just start driving your feet, look at all those boys. And you know what? Those big boys, Def, as a former lineman, you'll attest to this. They take so much pride in that.
Oh,
when
yeah.
a guy's wrapped up and they get all in on it and they push him for an extra 5, 10 yards or whatever it is, that is such a pride thing for an old lineman, and it's amazing to see right now.
Shout out to this offensive line. They've been a catalyst in this third quarter, led by Cooper Svicki. And another run here, I believe that's 17. It's hard to tell with how many black jerseys are pushing ahead, but that was James Galantis. And another fresh set of downs. I mean, coming into this, Chaminade was kind of the team that ran the triple option. They controlled the clock in the first quarter. It's flipped scripts, and it's almost like Western Tech's like, yeah, you guys can do that. We could do it better. And, I mean, they're driving down here to potentially take the lead.
And you know what? This is what I was talking about in the first quarter, what we kind of wanted to see, just kind of grit, grind, and power football out of Western. And Western Tech is just, they're doing it, man. They are doing it.
Again, it looks like Galantis chugs those feet forward. And it's demoralizing as a defense too, Jason, whenever you're letting up a 7-yard run, then a 4-yard run, then a 9-yard run, then a 6-yard run. And you know, you're matriculating your way down the field. And look at all the hands on the hips on Chaminade's side. So very good job by Western Tech here.
Well, it's tough too because you fire out off the ball every time, and you're basically doing the heaviest squat that you've done because you're fighting against
That's right.
And it gets extremely, extremely tiring.
Second down and 5 here, though, and some miscommunication, and finally the Gryphons will swallow them up in the backfield as Jamar Shakes had nowhere to go.
So incredibly smart play by Chaminade's D-line here. They completely submarine the middle here. They just go and then they dive at the ankles of the old lineman just to bog up the middle. And because they're such big bodies and they still have their shoulders up and head up, they can try and make a play there. So by submarining the line in the middle there, it bogged everything down and led to minimal gain, no gain.
Yeah, it looks like Chamunade has an injured defender down on the field. Hopefully that young man's all right.
You know what, Dev? They've got a big third down coming up here. This is play of the game.
Huge game. Huge point in the game, and
chase something. More than just a flag. Chase a goal. Chase something. Chase rings. Chase gold.
Chase me.
Nah, chase me.
Chase all of it. It's all up for grabs now. NFL flag. Chase something.
Ball spun the Gryphon 26.
So hopefully O'Clue, I believe that was Malik O'Clue who was escorted off the sidelines with the injury, but this is a huge play here. How about the vision? And that's your guy Lawrence, and that'll be enough for a first down. What a play from Western Tech.
Yeah, you know what? It's not looking pretty right now. You see 55 run into his quarterback, but then he gets the handoff off. They get second level. You see Shamanad still trying to submarine the middle there, but running the counter, it completely counteracts that, and then you're kind of running a 12 versus 10 with two guys submarining. So well done by the Western Tech coaches.
Yeah, it hasn't been all pretty on this drive, obviously with the backup quarterback, but they've been effective in extending this drive, and they get another fresh set. And, but this time Chamunade beats him in the backfield. And a late flag. Oh, did he get high?
They're gonna get him
did
on the
Israel
face mask.
Aorande grab the face mask? We'll take a look at the replay. That's close. That's close.
He gets him around the shoulder pads and rips him down. Looks like he snags the face mask, but he really doesn't. He's just got the shoulder pads and they flick up. And then tough call to make for a ref. He kind of sees it, throws a flag.
Yeah, they're going to call it. It's tough. It's tough. Tough call and tough decision, but could go either way. And
it's tough to see, and they make the call there and completely flips the play.
Completely flips the decision making that Western Tech can make here. As obviously you get the fresh set, and that was looking to be a 4-yard loss there, Jason. So
yeah, that's a big play there, especially with the way that they're doing it in submarining. So what I think we're going to see here.
Additional flag just came out. Objection of conduct.
Oh
against the Gryphons.
Chaminade starting to unravel a little bit, it seems, and they're going to be put inside their own 3-yard line now with a first down. So a huge opportunity for the Western Tech Colts.
Look for 17 Galanis on the if they run something to the outside. I think they're going to go to him. If not, I think they might just go quarterback sneak. They got 20 yards the last time they did it. So
here we go. It will be sneak. Oh, there's a fumble. Picks it back up. Tyler Richards, the backup QB, not used to the slick football, as it has started raining here in Toronto, and that was crisis averted for sure.
Yeah, it looks like they were going sneak there, and if he had handled that ball, they would have gotten it because that O-line had one great push.
Yeah, hands on the hips for Chamanade, and
you just go quarterback sneak twice here now. Okay, it's second down, third down, just quarterback sneak each time. You got Shakes back there to push it. Yeah, they're going sneak.
And they will, Jason, pleading to the team, and he gets his wish, and waiting for the signal.
Wowza!
Wow, they call him just short here. It's a great tackle there by Chamunade's number, trying to get the number here, 52, I want to say. 62, actually. Gets the first crack at him, Christian Union. Well, here it is, Jason. I mean, under 4 minutes to go. I'm not going to say this is the ball game, but this could be a huge factor in it. Can Chaminade get the goal line stand? Can Western Tech punch it in? Everybody at U of T is standing, waiting for this one. It's another sneak, pushing it up the middle. This time he's got plenty. This time the Colts are going to tie it up. Touchdown for the backup quarterback who enters this game on this drive, Tyler Richards.
Here's where it gets spicy, Dev. They don't got a kicker, okay? So, do they line up and do they kick it, or do they go for 2 here? I think they're going to try and kick it.
Well, I think they're just going to leave Tyler Richards out there and ask him what he wants to do, because what a drive. And it looks like Tyler Richards will be their kicker, the guy who just scored the sneak touchdown. Lining it up to take the lead. 3:33 on the clock.
This is huge.
Tyler Richards. Good snap, good hold. Tyler Richards puts it through, and the Western Tech Colts have suddenly taken the lead.
He gives it the little scoop kick. Just scoops it up over the uprights to take the lead. Scoop. Takes the lead. 3 minutes and 33 seconds left.
Wow. So, Chaminade, right? They force a fumble, they get the ball back. They're up by 1 score. Western Tech's quarterback gets knocked out of the game. You're thinking, oh my God, it's all Gryphons. They're going to go down, go up by 2 scores. No. They get the ball back. Here comes Tyler Richards. They go on maybe a 10-play drive and kill clock, and they punch it in. Suddenly they find a kicker. It's the same guy who can play quarterback, and they take a 1-point lead.
Man, Tyler Richards, he's a Western Tech hero. They're going to build a statue of him. They're gonna.
Well, they need the field first. They need the field first.
They're gonna name the field
the Tyler Richards
Field of Excellence.
Right. That's right. And some elements to play with here. 2 triple option offenses going head to head.
99 on there. Kicking.
Oh, big number 99. The lefty gets it down the middle. And it's going to be picked up by Chamunade. Chamunade gets outside. Aorinde looks like.
Oh, keep it cool.
Still a lot of ball game. 3.5 minutes on the clock for Chaminade. You can feel things reaching a boiling point for them, but they are totally still in control of this game if they can get a couple of first downs and get things going for their offense.
Well, you know what? The big thing for Shamanad is if they can keep their heads, because we saw on that last one, they got themselves 2 costly flags that led to the touchdown. And if they can keep their cool here and they can execute, then they should be able to go. You know, Oklu hasn't been in the game for a while. I wonder if he's been.
Well, he was the guy who was injured and taken off the field for Chamunade. So
jeez.
That's not him in there anymore. Aorinde, though, gets some space here up the middle. Aorinde pumping the legs, and that's just what the Gryphons ordered, a first down run.
You know what? Now with Oklu out, I would actually welcome them to try and pound it up the middle and spread things out a bit more and make sure that they don't get us on the edges, because that's what's going to really harm right now. I would put the onus on number 52, Adamadara Depo Chamunade, to see if he's the one that can carry them to a victory. And I wouldn't let guys like Izzy and Mateo harm them on the outside.
Well, a fresh set in any respect.
The crowd here is unreal.
Yeah, the crowd's going here.
They're loving it.
Definitely some support going on for this game. You got the cheerleaders down there as well. This is a big game, the Toronto Bowl. And definitely.
You know what? Is that number 3? Is that Tyler Richards that's down right now walking off the field?
Oh, wow. Good call, Jason. That is Tyler Richards being escorted off the field.
Gosh.
They might have to call you down to play some quarterback for them.
Losing for sure. If I have to play quarterback.
Here it is. Oh, a little fake here. Definitely a nice little play call. I haven't seen that from them yet. That's Anderson Amaral.
We saw that a bit earlier that they ran that, and it's a good play. You get the big ball fake, and then you tuck it into his gut going the other way. That's a good play there.
So down at field level, both of the Western Tech quarterbacks appear to be injured. So huge opportunity for their defense to make a stand right
Tyler
here.
Richards looks okay. He's getting a sip of water. He's standing next to his coach. He's just shaking up a bit, it looks like.
2nd down and 5. They're going to go up the middle. Oh no, he keeps it. Oh, and he's got some room here. Mateo's got some room. Cuts it upfield. Mateo Pagliaroli punches it in. Shamanad retakes the lead.
Wow, what a fake. Everybody thinks Adam Madara has it. Nope, it's Mateo. He says we may be by Lake Ontario, but call me Lake Superior because I am the one who is going to carry Chaminade to a victory. What a run by Mateo. And what a job here by Chaminade to go up.
What a run by Pagliaroli. Stuns this crowd.
Still lots of time.
Tons
Over
of
2
time.
minutes.
We're going to have to see who comes out at quarterback if Richards is okay, but flags fly before the kick gets off here.
Hold on, folks, before we get started flagging the play. Colt jumping across the line. Offside Colts.
Be offside against Western Tech here, and what a game of emotions.
I hear the fans hooting and hollering to go for 2, but you still kick it here. The reason that you kick it is because then you go up by 6. With Tech, they haven't been good at kicking the ball, so by going up by 6, they have to make the conversion to get it. There is an argument to go for 2, and maybe Chaminade's taking a timeout and they're going to discuss it.
I think you have to go for 2 here, Jason. We just seen that Tyler Richards can easily boot it through the uprights there, so you do not want to have this game come down to a touchdown and then an extra point that you lose.
I'll tell you what, Deb, if O'Clue is in the game, I would say it's no doubt. You go for 2, you give it to O'Clue, he's going to fall forward for 3, 5 yards, whatever that they need, and he's going to get it. Right now, without him, what do? Do they go to Amaral? Do they keep it in Mateo's hands? Does Adam Madara get the carry and try and power it in? It's a big decision here. Not only is it a big decision, like, what is it that they're going to do? How are they going to execute this? It's huge.
What a game here live on TYSN. The Toronto Bowl, 2025 Toronto Bowl. The winner of this game will face the Robert F. Hall Wolfpack in next week's 40th Metro Bowl, along with some other exciting contests that day, including the All-Star game sandwiched in between. But here we go, huge play. Pagliaroli in the pad net formation. They will go out the middle. Big number 52, he trips! And they're gonna call him in!
Whoa!
Let's see the replay
I
on
can't
this.
believe it! It looks like he falls short.
I thought he fell short as well. Check his knee here.
The fans are going crazy.
Ooh, that's close. Gosh, that is close. I don't know. Very close, but in any respect, they will give it to him, and that is massive. Chamunade now takes a 7-point lead. Wow. What a game we have here at Varsity Stadium. As we just see the lights come on for the field as well. We got the bright lights on for the final 2 minutes of day 1 of the Metro Bowl. And what a pleasure it's been to watch these two teams go at it.
This has been an absolutely electric game. Like, back and forth, amazing plays, great individual performances. You know, I don't see Gabe or Hamilton out there for Tech. I haven't seen him out there for a while. Not sure what's going on with him. I know he was a little sick coming in. So let's see what Tech can do here and what they decide to go with on offense.
And we still have to keep an eye on if Tyler Richards is going to come out and play quarterback for this team. Like, what's the status of Nate Alfounder? What's the status of Richards? We don't know. We're going to have to see right here. Oh, and the ball gets by the returner. Finally picked up by number 8, and a great job by Chamunade getting down there and covering that kick. So let's keep an eye here, Jason. It does look like Tyler Richards is joining the offense out on the field.
No, Alfounder, he's back.
Well, I also see Tyler Richards. Are they both coming back in? Oh my God, you are right, Jason. Here comes Nate Alfounder after taking a drive off and letting Tyler Richards punch it in.
The return that was promised. Alfounder, he said, give me a new arm. No, I'm good. Let me go out there. I got it. Coach, I got it.
Yeah, but also joined by Tyler Richards and some of the other important members of this offense. So here comes Nate Alfounder. You got to be wondering how that shoulder's feeling. The handoff goes up the middle to Shakes. Picks up a few, but man, we've had everything in this game so far, Jason, and we're in for a very exciting final 2 minutes and 5 seconds of this game.
I wonder if Alfounder coming back in, if they're going to spread things out and try and throw it a bit. It's a big second down. I fully expect them to keep it on the ground here and try and get some yardage. Obviously, if not the first down, then they set themselves up on third down to go for it. Big play.
Oh, they might take a shot here. Alfounder once again is smoked and immediately grabs his shoulder as the pressure got in immediately.
It's off the edge again. These guys are just coming in unblocked. Is that Israel?
Yeah,
it's Israel on the edge. Like, if you're going to throw that, you got to back up and you got to throw it up there. You've got the one-on-one. Give your guy a chance. If you hang back there, you can get smashed, right?
And what do you do now, Jason? I mean, you have to go for it, but
I think you have to go for it. I think if you punt it, that's game-losing football.
1:43 to go in this fourth quarter. This Nate Alfounder, he's been taking a beating. He's gonna have to soak up tomorrow, but
he's back on the sideline.
So. He is back. Okay, so we haven't seen Tyler Richards throw it, and they are gonna have to throw it here, 3rd and long for the Colts. This might be your game. And a flag.
If it's a false start.
Looks like that before we get started. Flag came out.
The referees discuss. Oh, this looks like it might be on the Gryphons defense, which would be huge for Western Tech. No, never mind. Western Tech is moving backwards.
Flying on the Colts.
Well, we just had a substitution for the Colts, but
backing up a 5 spot.
Look, you can see the player. I believe that's Richards asking, "Are we kicking this or what are we doing?" Because now they're going to need a lot of yards here to somehow get this first down. What do you do, Jason? You punt it? Do you go for it? You go for it here.
100%. You have to. It's the game. What's huge is that 2-point conversion. If that 2-point conversion was short, then what they do here is they take a knee and they flip the field. And then they try and stop them on defense, get the ball back to execute there. Now, with a 3rd and 20, down 7 points, they can't take a knee. Then they're down 2 scores.
Are you ready to take your game?
Punt it.
Ultimate destination for everything football. We understand that football isn't just a game, it's a way of life. At Area 51 Sports, we're more than just a sports gear company. We're football people, just like you. From playing the sport to coaching and volunteering, we've lived and breathed football, and that passion fuels everything we do. Gear up with our sleek jerseys designed to empower players to dominate the field. Experience the difference with cutting-edge equipment that enhances performance and elevates your game. Whether you're a league...
All right, here we go, Jason. Now or never for the Colts. It's going to be Tyler Richards. We haven't seen him throw a pass. Oh, and it gets by him. Tyler Richards picks it up. Nowhere to go with it. Trying to break the tackle, but he won't be able to. Chaminade gets him in the end zone. They force the safety to go up by 2 scores, and that'll just about do it. What a play from Chaminade. What fight from this Western Tech Colts team.
You know what? Big shout out to Tyler Richards. Played great. Put the team on his back when they needed him and executed. Bad luck there with the low snap and just couldn't get there and get it done. Great performance today by Shamanad. Great game overall.
Wow, incredible. What a breathtaking moment for that defense to get in there. Bad snap. I mean, Western Tech were just dealing with everything going against them here today. But you look on the other side as well with Chaminade, and they lost their best running back, if you want to call him that, Malik Oklu, who we haven't seen for the last, quarter and a half. So both teams dealing with the injuries, and now that it's a 9-point lead, I mean, is it out of hand? You tell me, folks, but let's see what Chaminade can do. They do have the ball here as well, so looking bleak for Western Tech, but what a great game we've been treated to so far.
Yeah, this is awesome. I think it basically has a bow on it, because even if Tech gets a big stop here and still has time on the clock, getting 2 scores, you have to get the onside kick, then you have to get 2 scores. Your
That's right.
being out, it's tough.
And they're going to go to their other big man. That's going to be
Adam
Adara Adep Ogwande. So I went to the high school in the wrong region, because they just love giving the big boys the fullback rocks here. Awesome. They have 4 strings of these guys to go through.
It's great. You know what? If they're a big boy who shows a little bit of spice and can run it, and why not give him
a little bit of flavor, eh?
Yeah.
2nd down and 7. First down would definitely end it, as they will stop them. So
that's good ball.
Yeah, great play by Svicky though. Oh, and hold on here, Jason. Oh, it looked like Adirondé was hurt, but now that it's 3rd down, no decision but to punt it. 45 seconds left. They're going to be able to wind this thing down to the brink here.
So they have to punt it here. They punt it for sure.
Definitely.
They're going to kick it straight out of bounds on this left side here. And Tech is going to get another opportunity here, but they basically have to score in like the first 2 plays. If they don't score in the first 2 plays, the game's pretty well done. So, Jesus, sorry.
Look at
this. A bird just flew into the booth here and scared the daylights out of me. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Sorry about that.
That was a Chaminade Gryphon who just came up.
Sorry about that, folks. I almost got attacked by a pigeon.
So no decision but the punt here. 45 seconds on the clock. It looks like they're coming after it. Able to get it away.
Oh, if they return it here.
This is Cruz. Oh, Cruz lets it get by him and then goes down to 1 knee. David Cruz.
Flag, so they'll get no yards. So they'll get probably 5 extra yards here.
Yeah.
Put it at the 35, and then Tyler Richards, he went down after that safety, gripping his ankle. I don't know if I see him out there right now.
Well, at this point, I think you give Tyler Richards and you give Nate Alfounder the day off. They played their tails off and their hearts out today, and 36 seconds left. I mean, you go back, right? We can just go right back to that 2-point. If they don't get that 2-point, the safety doesn't really end the game, but in this situation, you're up by 9. It kind of does. But Western Tech, they looked to be out of it after that turnover. They really made this close. And is that Tyler Richards? I believe that's Tyler Richards coming back out.
Yeah, that's T. Rich. Let's see if he can work some magic. Oh, snap.
Oh, snap. He gets it away. Up for grabs for Chamunade, and nobody's able to get it, but 28 seconds left and 2 more downs.
What you got to do for Tyler Richards that would be the best for him is
go on that 41 look, that quads look that you had earlier, and put your best receiver one-on-one on that side, throw it up to him and let him take a shot. Have Richards just grip it and rip it right away. You know, he's a great athlete. He's a great football player. He's not really a quarterback, so give him the best chance at it and just have him throw it up there.
Right. Another bad snap that Richards can't handle, but here goes Richards up the middle, doing exactly what you said, Jason, using his legs, his biggest weapon. We do have a late flag, though. Check the flag on the field. And that'll be on the Colts, so
devastating.
A killer for them.
Is it after or before yards gained?
Well, they're moving back, so I believe this will be a second down and forever situation with 21 seconds on the clock. Do you believe in miracles?
I certainly believe in miracles, but I hear a large woman in the distance. She's singing.
And they're just going to basically concede with Western Tech with a handoff up the middle to Shakes. But I want to applaud this Western Tech team, not only for their effort today in coming back and making this super close, but also for playing through injuries and then being a team that started 1-4 this season, which you do not hear of teams being 1-4 come back and win their league championship very often. At this level, it just does not happen very often. So they'll be going to OFSA, and what a game!
On to the Metro Bowl next week versus the Wolfpack, and then OFSA.
Well, I'm talking about Western Tech, but yes, congratulations to Chamunade for their 2025 Toronto Bowl championship. The all-boys school who runs the triple option, they get it done here today.
You know what? Well done by Shamanad. O'Clue in the first half. You know, that run by Pagliaroli to end it. What an amazing play. And you know what? To watch something like that, it's such a privilege for us to watch a core memory for a young man be made. And not just for him, for all of his friends on the team, for all of the family members and friends and loved ones in the stands. To watch that happen is very special. And to be a part of that moment for these young men is excellent.
And you see hobbling on the field with his teammates, that's Malik O'Clue, who obviously got hurt in this one, so you know that they're excited. Look at them congratulate him. He was a big part of their season all year long, and they're able to pull this off for him. We'll have to check on his status, though, next week, Jason, because this is obviously, as you mentioned, this is a team playing in the Metro Bowl against a very talented Hall Wolfpack team, and they're going to be tough to beat.
What's going to be interesting next week is to see how they match up, because they're extremely different. Hall lines up in a spread offense. They're trying to bomb it with Ferlito, and then they're trying to run it with Carson Pedri behind that spread offense versus Chaminade.
Triple option.
Who's a great grind.
But they need O'Clue, I feel like, to compete in that game. Wouldn't you agree?
You know what? Yes and no, because Adam Adara did an excellent job coming in for O'Clue. So they still had a bit of the sauce there that they had in the first half. And you know what? Matteo Pagliaroli, if he can get
he was incredible today.
Oh, he was unreal. He was absolutely unreal.
Like talking with Dan Domenico, he said that he didn't really see him take the ball too much in last week's victory. And we seen him on, I mean, that run he had there in the fourth quarter was electric.
Oh, that was unbelievable. You know what? What an amazing play by him. And had us faked out, everybody was faked out.
Absolutely. And congratulations to him and his ability to get there and lead his team to a championship. And how about at field level, we have Matteo Pagliaroli.
All right, I'm Chris Lambert here with Matteo Pagliaroli. Matteo, a big play, game-winning touchdown. But before that, you guys were down. What was the message, after the Colts scored, and then you guys were back with the football?
You know, like, we just didn't give up. You know, our team put in hard work, and, you know, I love my boys, right? Like, we put in the work, and we got the touchdown, you know? So.
Yeah, so you talk about, you know, it's a group. You know, you love your teammates, but, you know, just more on what's the sense of community like at Chaminade High School?
Well, you know, we're brotherhood, right? And I love that about us. You know, we're a good school, football program. You know, we're trying to go win off.
Thank you. Bright future. Thank you for your time, all right? Matteo Pagliaroli, folks.
All right, yeah, I mean, Pagliaroli was absolutely a joy to watch in this one, and that's it for day one here at the 40th Metro Bowl here at the University of Toronto. The first game, bit of a blowout. This game was everything and more that we could have anticipated. Jason, I want to thank you for coming once again, making the hour trip and calling these games with me. It was a blast, brother.
You know what? It's always a blast to see you and my other friends at TYSN. I'm giving a nice round of applause to our production crew that's sitting to our left. They have absolutely crushed and did an amazing job capturing everything. Such high quality production here at TYSN, and amazing job covering the Metro Bowl.
Absolutely, and we'll be back here on Wednesday for the 40th Metro Bowl, which will be the Chaminade Gryphons taking on the Robert F. Hall Wolfpack, along with the All-Star game, which is 4 of the school boards competing against one, and one of the Tier 2 championship games. So make sure you subscribe. Come back on Wednesday if you enjoyed this, and watch all the 40th Metro Bowl action. Thank you once again to Football Toronto and all the sponsors, especially George Grettis for taking us out last night, showing us the town, and treating us with nothing with hospitality. But that'll be it from us in the booth, and we can't wait to see you Wednesday to crown the 40th Metro Bowl champions.